Hey, yo, cheers, cheers, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome back to Crypto News with Kung Fu Crypto Live. That's right. Hey, cheers, there you are. Cheers, good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Welcome back. That's right, it's Tuesday. It's after Labor Day, Laborda. Did you guys check out the Laborda vid? It was a extra vid. We did 3 whole vids yesterday. 3 whole vids. How can you can't complain about that. You can't complain about that at all. Good day. Good day. Welcome back. Cheers. Hello, hello. How's it going out there? Let's say hey to the room. Something clever made it in first. How's it going? Something clever. Cheers. Ahmed, Corey, Ziegelman, Vinay, Nicholas. I can't read your name. Kitty cat picture. Junkies, Nicholas. How's it going, everyone? Seth, Harlan, Bob, Bricks, Mo, Matthew, Craig, Harlan, Pokita, Mohammed, Leonardo, Cheap. What is happening, fam? How are you all doing today? Steve-O, Jake, what's going on? Don, what is up, fam? How are you? Dear Kung Fu, when we are rich, can I join your dojo? Can I join? Yes, you can, Bob. I'll have a special space saved for you at the front. We'll be waiting for you. Our temple will open and it'll be amazing. XRP Moon, then new temple. That's right. That's what we're trying to fund. We're trying to fund the new temple, new Kung Fu temple. Thank you. Hello. What is up? Cheers. Good morning. That's right. You can't wait. For the new what? What are you waiting for? The new Lambo? All right. Well, there you go. New Lambos, guys, coming out. New Lambo. Hey, yo. What's up? Hello. Welcome back, everyone. What's happening with the crypto market? What is happening with crypto today? It's Tuesday. After Labor Day, we were promised a bull run. We were promised a super bull run, and XRP is the only coin in the top 8 in the red. Who told us XRP was going to run today? Who said that? Who showed up and said that? God, where is this guy now? How do you keep people accountable? How do you hold people accountable for this nonsense that they're just commenting whatever they want? How dare they just make comments and then leave us in the darkness forever? That's how it goes, though. XRP's at 33 cents, down from 34. Bitcoin's up from 7,200. Bitcoin's at 7,300 and almost $75, so nearing 7,400. Ethereum still under 3. The entire crypto market cap is at 240 billion, with BTC dominance at 53%. What's happening with that? That is true. That's true. It is a new cult. Welcome to your cult, the Kung Fu Nerd XRP cult. That's right. You've chosen well. The Kool-Aid's real tasty, and the off time is fun. That's right. Welcome. Just got here, Jack Levy says, but it sounds like a new cult. I'm in. That's right. We talked about this the other day. We made a joke just referencing the general discussion, the narrative around crypto and what it's focused on right now. And it's pretty much come to the consensus. We all agree. If you are holding more than 15% of your portfolio in crypto, you are a madman. A madman that's about to be way richer than all the other madmen out there. All the other mad people. Mad, I guess it's just it's a form of perspective, really, as to where we can put the probability for the arrival of appreciation. You know, where are the gains? Where are the gains? People in the gym asking themselves the same question every day. Where are my gains? What does that mean, really? I mean, thinking about where you place the probability of success moving forward. Is it in fiat? Is it in commodities? Is it in reserves of commodities? Or is it in crypto? It's hard to say. I think it's hard to say. Oh, hello. What's up? Hello, Pate. Hello, Jacques Levy, Nigel. Thank you, Nigel, for your contributions. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I appreciate those emails that I get from PayPal from your donations. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. You know what? That's a great point. Matthew asks, where is 20,000 XRP life-changing guy? He needs to be here. I thought about this the other day. I know that it's a funny little hashtag we started, 20K XRP, but what if it's the other way? What if 20K XRP is life-changing, but what if he's saying you have to have 20,000 XRP? What if he's saying you have to have 20,000 XRP? That will be life-changing. What if that's what he's saying? I don't know. I don't know what he's saying. I'm just suggesting that we're assuming a lot when we look at his messages. Anyway, what's going on with the news today? What are you guys doing? Hey, yo, let's turn that camera on. What's up? What's up? Cheers, cheers. Bitcoin Cash at $637. EOS 650. Stellar 22 cents. Litecoin seeing a little bit of movement. It's at $70. Cardano 10 cents. Cardano $135. Thinking about, yeah, Jake's right. Jake's right. Visionary is kind of cray. If your dreams aren't laughable, then you're not dreaming big enough. That's one of my favorite quotes. If people can't laugh at your dreams, then you're not dreaming big enough. People, of course, are always ready to turn back and laugh at other people's dreams, but I would never do so. I would dare never laugh at another man's dreams. How dare you laugh at another dream? What kind of fool are you to laugh at another man's dreams? It reminds me of a quote from the famous samurai movie. I'm going to butcher the name if I try to say the director or whatever. It's a famous samurai movie, and I think one of my favorite quotes from that movie is, "Whom can fathom the depths of another man's heart?" Who can fathom the depths of another man's heart? Something to think about when you're out there throwing shade at people. Sure, maybe you think you know what they're doing, but who can really fathom the depths of another man's heart? Good question. Good things to think of. When you see this, visionary equals kind of crazy. If your dreams aren't big enough to laugh at, are you not dreaming big enough? That's a good question. And then who can fathom the depths of another man's dream? Also important when looking at crypto, especially. This is an emerging marketplace. A lot of people still, we say this all the time, the evolving conversation of how real this is. How real is this space? How real are the gains? Gains are real. Their gains are real for sure. It's kind of like gambling. At this point. There's not a lot of bureaucratic oversight. There's not a lot of regulation. There's definitely real money being exchanged and real money being made and lost. But at this point, I think it's just kind of like crypto gambling. I made a joke in my last XRP video about Dogecoin making such good gains and it having really just a bunch of memes powering it. And what does that mean? I think that that's honestly one of the best parts about this space right now is how it's really attached to almost nothing. It's attached to almost nothing except for speculation and hype and momentum. Those aren't things. Those are illusions of the market. So that's kind of exciting. It's real money. It's gambling. Things are moving up and down. People are losing hope. People who have been quiet in the background saying that they are in on whatever camp they're in, they're quietly disappearing. You can see they're quietly fading off into la la land. That's right. And this is when these sayings about like when people are nervous, be bold, those sayings make the most sense right now. It's pretty crazy to think about the potential where we're headed and what's happening with the market. It's exciting. So, crypto, tell me more. Where are you headed, crypto? Crypto, what are you doing? I think you can just look at some of the just casual headlines. I know this is not the headline. This is on Reddit, but this guy, I know his tweet when he put it out, we all kind of retweeted it, and I think I actually retweeted his tweet and said no XRP though ? But Yahoo Finance launching trade on Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin. This is really important. Big news. Yahoo Finance, it offers cryptocurrency trading now. It's also, if you guys didn't know, the 6th most visited website on the internet. That's pretty big. I wonder what that means. Oh yeah, it means a lot. It looks like this evolving conversation about how relevant and real cryptos are. I think I saw someone yesterday talking about the conversation being, it's a very abstract conversation, and you can see all these separate parties and separate players in this space kind of making positions and taking positive steps forward and where they want to be, thinking about the price right now and what this says, looking at the November and looking at swell, looking at the end of the year. So this first article, wait, oh God, I'm so sorry guys, wait a second, just 1 second. I promise it won't be that long. Okay, see, it wasn't that bad. I'm back. I'm back. I just had to get my blue blockers. That's right. Oh, wait. I have all these weird things set up. Okay. Blue blockers. Boom. I needed them. And now we're ready. All right. We got our blue blockers on. We're prepared for whatever this article has to throw at us. And let's run through the news. It's 11 o'clock Tuesday. It's crypto news time. Let's run through the headlines and think about what this means for our bag. Yo, what's up, Mikey? Hey, Matthew, Mikey, Crypto, Mo, what's up? How are you guys? You guys didn't miss anything yet. You guys didn't miss anything. We're just warming up. This is the first headline today. It's also the title of today's stream. Bitcoin at 10k in early November. XRP question mark. I kind of changed the title. It actually says Bitcoin experts pin price hopes on early November. Here's why. So the Bitcoin price has been bouncing around from 6K to 8K in the recent months. That could soon change. Many investors are looking towards the U.S. Securities Exchange Commission decision later this month on whether to grant approval for a Bitcoin exchange-traded fund, something the SEC has previously rejected due to fears around Bitcoin's wild price swings. I think this is obviously kind of old news. We know this. This is what's happening right now. But let's look at it anyway. There are others looking beyond that, pointing to the New York Stock Exchange parent company Intercontinental Exchange that plans to roll out Bitcoin ETFs by November 5th. In July, ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange, revealed that it was launching a Bitcoin cryptocurrency platform called Bakkt in partnership with coffee chain Starbucks, software giant Microsoft, and Boston Consulting Group. This is what I think a lot of people are waiting on. The ELF will be launched under Bakkt, which will be facilitated to scalable ecosystems for federally regulated markets and warehousing. Our new daily Bitcoin contract will not be traded on margin. It'll use leverage or serve to create a paper claim. It will not be traded on margin or use leverage. It will actually be on chain. This supports market integrity and differentiates our efforts from existing future and crypto exchanges. So pretty good stuff. Pretty good news. Thinking about 10K, they say, I believe Bitcoin will hit 10K by the first few weeks of November. Founder and chief executive of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency advisory firm Svandis told The Street. I think that there's a lot of reasons to be bullish on Bitcoin. There's less than a 1% chance in my mind that Bitcoin won't succeed. Michael Turpin, a partner at Alphabet Fund, echoed Fiabjorsson's comment saying technology will adapt crypto to be something that you can go and buy on your phone. So a potential wave of investments has given many hope that the Bitcoin price will return to and exceed its all-time high of late last year when Bitcoin almost broke through $20,000 per coin. Meanwhile, the SEC is currently weighing whether to approve a Bitcoin ETF requested filed through a Chicago Board of Exchange by the New York-based Von Eck and blockchain platform SolidX. Last month, though, Andreas Antonopoulos, a tech entrepreneur turned Bitcoin evangelist, warned that although he does expect an ETF to be granted, it will not be a good thing for Bitcoin or crypto. I'm not trying to burst your bubble. Oh, wait, no, he says he's definitely trying to burst your bubble. Antonopoulos says, I know a lot of people really want to see an ELF happen because to the moon and Lambos and all, but I think it's a terrible idea. I still think it's going to happen. I just think it's a terrible, terrible idea. I'm actually against ELFs. I think Bitcoin ELFs are going to be damaging to the ecosystem. Well, I respect Andreas Antonopoulos' opinion, and I agree that possibly ELFs are not going to be the best thing for this Christmas kingdom. But I can't say that that's going to matter now or in the end as we see they're continually building out these global asset platforms. They want to have ELFs. Santa wants his ELFs. He needs his workshop to run. These are the things that really kind of pull and push the probability back and forth for where we're headed. And I think this is why this abstract conversation around Bitcoin is so hard to catch up on, because even the current intelligence, the current niche marketing and our regulatory circles are still confused. They don't know what to do. They're wondering how to do what's going to benefit them and everyone, and where are they going to go with that. It's hard to say. Thinking about these systems, these ELFs and Bitcoin being built out, I keep thinking that this is just, we're at the beginning of a really long narrative and the end of the book. The end of the story, we end at the efficiency and the improvement of XRP, but thinking about where we are right now, everyone's focused on Bitcoin. Will Bitcoin move? Will Bitcoin price jump? Will Bitcoin hit 10K? And I think that this conversation is going to change as soon as we see XRapid go live, as soon as we see the utility pull through XRP, and as soon as we see some momentum, some movement on the price. It's hard to say what exactly is happening other than I think this next article really kind of lends some insight. Not this one. Not that article. Looking for this article about the fake volume inside of crypto. And this is something that I thought really kind of lends to the argument that this is why the regulators are not, suggesting to jump in the space. This is why I think we're seeing this stagnation, this pause, is because there's so much fake volume plaguing the cryptocurrency industry. These are false indicators, fake movements, fake indicators as to what's being done or what's taking place in the market. And what does that mean for the actual investors, the actual, volume, the real volume? Looking at these, NASDAQ said before that the failure to have quality metrics of these systems is why they've been pulling back on their ELFs. No ELFs. So simple analysis for this. What does it mean? How much fake volume plagues cryptocurrency industry? How much fake volume is there out there? Hey, Dondi Music. Thank you so much for asking. If you guys are new, never hesitate to ask any questions. I never know if we have the old school crew, which I see you guys, shout out, cheers to you guys, or if we have new people joining. If you're new to crypto and you just kind of jumped in and you're like, I wonder what these guys are talking about, never hesitate to ask any questions to the group. We have a bunch of knowledgeable people in the chat. And also don't forget to just be open to learning. If you want to ask a question and just have a conversation, it's good. This is a good question. Hey Kung Fu, what are your thoughts about the article that says Monero's headed to 18K and Ripple XRP is primed for a further 97% crash? Thanks. Donnie Music, we have looked at that the day it came out. We actually have a live stream titled that. It's titled Bitcoin 96K and XRP 1 cent. And we talked about that when it came out. If you want to go to that stream, it has a further discussion. But basically the general consensus or the general catch up for that article is that group that proposed these prices, they have possibly malicious intent as their focus. There's some drama and background information around that Satis group, but basically highlighting their failure to respect any pre-mined coin or any coin other than say Bitcoin or Monero. It's interesting to look at their chart, and I would obviously hold on to that meme price chart they made. In a few years, it'll be even more hilarious than it is today. Thinking about looking at things like this, we have obviously a slew of this taking place not only in crypto, but just in the world in general, with people, reporting on both sides of a topic, sharing, highlighting both sides of a topic as the one that they want to pull you into the narrative to support. It's hard. I understand it's hard. And thinking about just looking at what's happening, doing your own research, kind of like sifting through the nonsense. It's hard to do, but I believe in you. There's a lot of good resources out there, a lot of good information. Thinking about that exact article though, Monero headed to 18K. Monero is probably one of the least likely in my mind to actually have a bigger type of adoption because of its privacy focus. But I, can't say for sure what's happening with Monero. I think that the FUD spread for XRP is one of the most laughable in that article because they blatantly lie. They say like XRP is centralized and they say it has no purpose. It's just it has no function in the ecosystem. So both those are just complete blatant lies about XRP. And that's good to bring that up and to defud those. That's what we do here. Chopping through the FUD and staying ahead of the FOMO. That's right. Good times, great oldies.
XRP move! XRP!
How's that? Is it loud enough? All right. Swift blocked you on Twitter, Tyson. That sounds probably like you're doing something right. That sounds like you're doing something right. Dirty Sprocket Bike Shop. I actually had a video. What video was that? There was a video, I think it was a Ripple meme review video, where I did it was a Ripple meme review video, the one that starts off with the zebra. I do clip together some scenes of James Brown, and I also realized how funny that was. I've seen that clip, I've seen that video 1,000 times easily with James Brown getting out of jail, like, yeah. But I never put that together until I was editing that just for funsies, and I also noticed that. Thanks, Dirty Sprocket, for reminding me. You're right. It is like that. It's kind of like that. Hey, yo, what's up, Crypto Bird Dog? What is up, Mike? What is up, Kyle? How are you guys feeling today? What's up, Stuart XRP? How are you, Red 5 Golf? No big deal. What's happening? People who say Bitcoin's going to zero. No news on the XRP SPI. Do you guys have any news on that? I don't know. So thinking about this simple analysis, what's happening when we do the informative analysis on two different exchanges with similar volumes to see how they compare beyond simply looking at volume metrics. So what are they talking about here? Blockchain and crypto sector has no doubt seen exponential growth in the last few years, despite the recent market correction. Although the market has changed for the better, things still aren't what they seem. While exchanges are the backbone of cryptocurrency industry, we all know, as we know it, scratching under the surface of these exchanges reveals something very interesting and slightly unnerving. So, taking a look at this example, comparing Polynex and Quarryptos using Alexa's web traffic tool, the Alexa ranking is the key piece of information here that sheds light on the reality of these exchanges by providing important information such as global ranking and basic traffic. When compared side by side, we can see clearly that something doesn't add up. Crypto claims to have a similar trading volume like that of Polynex without having the traffic numbers to do so. Although the crypto exchange may have a great user interface, there's clearly a lot of wash trading going on behind the scenes. Now, digging a little bit deeper to look at what's happening here, why is this a problem? Falsifying volume and liquidity means that there's little to no genuine buyers out there and actually purchasing cryptocurrency. So this is why this is a problem. I think this actually happened with HOT yesterday. I think I saw some people hit Reddit right about the same time as HOT was running, and people were like, it's so good, it's gonna go to the moon, it's gonna go to the moon, it's going to the moon right now, you must buy it. And then I went and looked, I was like, oh my god, this is not, no, it's not happening. If you look at the indicators, we could do a video looking at this. We'll break it down. Looking at the indicators, you can see how some of these volumes are false. The fake volumes are pretty easy to spot because it's like the exact same order up and the exact same order down over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Thank you, Dirty Sprocket. Thank you. It means a lot. It means a lot. I appreciate the support. I was thinking it was going to do a notification sound, and so I turned up the sound, and I don't know. Sometimes it just takes a while. Yee! Yee! I'll just do the text to chat for you. Yee! There it is. Woo! Thank you. Dirty Sprocket, I appreciate it. It means a lot. Define crash, says Jack. Brent says, do you see XRP price crash coming in October? So this is what's happening right now. We have a bunch of people manipulating the system. It's like the last squeeze. It's like the last squeeze of the apocalypse or something, or the last squeeze of this correction is what I'm going to call it. Now remember, everything I say, unless I'm reading a headline or a title, or unless I'm reading it from an article directly, unless I'm reading it from someone else's article, it's an opinion. It's my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a fiduciary. But what I think is happening right now is that the market is just sitting in this low chill period. We're waiting for catalysts. We're waiting for clarity, waiting for regulators to make some decisions about where we're headed. And we have obviously the last potential opportunities for people who are malicious actors in the space to get the last squeeze they can, meaning they're going to post fake news headlines. They're going to encourage you on Reddit to buy into a coin that's running up so they can sell out of it and make their money back. And that's what's happening. This is gambling 101 out here, crypto gambling. It's not the way the market will be. It's not the way the market was 8 months ago with the actual momentum and real projects working. It's a very interesting lull. It's a lull. And I think people have let the lull get to them. They've let the lull get to them. I think people have said like, oh, Ripple's not saying enough. The news around Ripple, they're not putting out enough news. I'm feeling worried. Look, guys, this is the same thing we've been doing for months. It's okay. It's okay. It's going to be okay. I honestly want to just say, like, let's pretend like today is day one. Today's day one. It's the first day of the rest of your life starting today. And what opportunity do we have today on the table? Well, we can look around and see, these are potentially big industries being developed. These are big giants of industry developing these new systems and looking to make a move. What can we do to benefit ourselves? What can we do to play through this game and come out ahead? That's a great question. It's a great question. I was just watching a show I'd never seen before, and it was really cool. Now I'm forgetting the name. It's like some guy, Nathan Does Something. Nathan Does Things. Nathan Does Things, I think is the name of the show. I have no idea. But it was really funny. It was a funny show. It was an intelligent way to kind of introduce this illusion, the concepts that are happening out here. What's going on with this? What's going on with this? The entire market, the entire world kind of like rallying around this new developing technology. No one's sure where it's headed. A lot of people are kind of trying to get this last little squeeze of possibility out in this lull. And I think that's easy to see. I think it's easy to see, especially when you have who are the experts in this space? Would you consider Forbes an expert? Would you consider Billy Bombro, who wrote this article, an expert? Or would you consider Andreas Antonopoulos an expert? Who are you looking to understand the space? It's a good question. It's a good question. And thinking about, where is the information coming from is also a good question. I know that we all are really more so excited probably than a lot of other people because we're here, because 180 people are here right now thinking about this. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Yo, to the whole fam. That's right. That's right. Cheers to everybody. 180 people. Click that like button. Smash that like button. Show some support. Crypto is doing good, I think, for us to be 97% down and have this much community support and this many people in here. I think it's good stuff. But people are still, again, waiting for November. Pending price hopes on early November. What does it mean? Where are we headed? What's the price like end of year is the big question everyone wants to know. And I think that we can see there's obviously a still point, and we're waiting for a catalyst to know what's happening. Bitcoin price jumps above 7,300 as Reddit's crypto activity surges. So crypto activity on Reddit surging, looking at the total market capitalization heading back up towards 300 billion, but we've been under 300 billion for a minute. I remember when we were above 300 billion and we were like dropping towards it and we were like, no. And then boom, here we are. It's not that bad, right? We survived. It's not that bad. We lived. BCH. Some BCH news. No big deal. BCH boasts the stress test results, and it's all a matter of perspective. Thinking about, I don't know if you guys are paying attention to this, but BCH was doing some stress tests. The BCH fam feeling pretty good, I think, about what came out of this. The BCH test boasts positive results, but it's a matter of perspective, I guess. 2.1 million transaction in 24 hours. This Saturday, September 1st, a stress test was conducted on the Bitcoin Cash network to test the ability to withstand a large volume of transactions while observing the effects, particularly on transaction costs. To test this, the test consisted of injecting 2.1 million transactions on the BCH network within 1 day. According to BitInfo charts, on the day of the stress test, Bitcoin Cash transactions accounted for approximately 63% of all crypto market transactions. That's pretty cool. Very cool, actually. Congratulations, Bitcoin Cash. That means a lot. The number of transactions per second on the BCH network peaked at almost 28,000 transactions per block, where the typical network averaged between 100 and 200 per block. This is pretty big. I think the easiest way to kind of explain these progressions, and I know people are ready to just form camps and like get into like grab your pitchforks and let's meet in the farmer's field mentality, but I would conserve your energy. I would encourage you to pull back from that mentality and start looking at what's really happening. Thinking about, Bitcoin is like California. The gold rush kind of happened. I'm not going to say it's not going to happen more. Let me just run this analogy through, and you can see how if it's failed us or not. Bitcoin's like California, and I live in Austin. I'm gonna say Bitcoin Cash is like Austin. I could say XRP, but we're going to, in this argument, just assume that we're only talking about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Now, Bitcoin is great. Everybody loves California. Everybody went there. It had a lot of potential. But you can see that eventually there's a threshold of, failure. There's a threshold of failure. People in California right now can sell their houses in California and move to Austin, and they can do pretty well for themselves. It's basically it's an inevitability. It's inevitability, and it's the refinement of potential. What that means is it doesn't really mean anything specific as far as Austin or California, but thinking about the reality that, just because it's popular now doesn't mean it's going to be popular next year. So Bitcoin might have market dominance right now, but if Bitcoin Cash serves a better function, or it offers more utility, or if it's actually going to work better in the long run, then Bitcoin Cash is going to be the new popular spot to move to. It's going to be it's going to offer more opportunity for your dollar than living in California. And that was probably a really bad analogy to use, but I think it's very real and easy to understand. You're going to continually see people moving towards what's working better, or what's the next most efficient model. So looking at news, and retail investors are so reactive. They're very reactive. So people are running to jump into Bitcoin and support Bitcoin because it's the last functioning model in the market that everyone's down with. But looking at, if you understand the technology, and if you understand the service it offers, because everything's really coming down to a service it offers. If your company's failing, if anything's failing, it's because you're not offering the service, right? There's no service there for the people. So that's what it comes down to. Is the service better? Is the service offering more? And that's what you got to ask. 28,000 transactions per block, 63% of all crypto market transactions on their stress test day in Bitcoin Cash. I'm kind of proud of them. Good for them. Cheers. Good for you guys. I have definitely become more of a Bitcoin Cash supporter than anything else as far as Bitcoin forks or Bitcoin goes. But you got to respect Bitcoin's market dominance, at least at some point too. They could decide to change. They could just decide tomorrow, like, you know what, guys, let's just raise the block size, and then that would be it. That'd be the end of Bitcoin Cash. It's pretty much one of those conversations that people are ready to weigh in on and act like, they're acting like it's a life or death, but in reality, it could change tomorrow. Did you guys know that Neo also tried to buy BitTorrent? That's one of the next things I saw in the headlines. That's right. Not just Tron wanted to buy BitTorrent. Neo tried to buy BitTorrent and failed. That's right. When Tron founder Justin Sun bought BitTorrent, one of the most talked about tech acquisitions of the year, it turns out he wasn't even the highest bidder. What's more, Tron wasn't even the only crypto startup that wanted a piece of the pioneering peer-to-peer file sharing software company. So Neo, the project, made a much higher offer than Sun, a fact confirmed both by the NGC and the multiple sources familiar with the deal. According to the Neo blockchain head of investments and internal BitTorrent documents obtained by CoinDesk, the bid was $170 million, amounting to $50 million more than Tron. That's crazy. I wonder why he took the Tron deal. Justin Sun's $120 million bid for the shares. Nevertheless, Sun's offer eventually succeeded. Tron did not reply to a request for comment. I didn't know that. I didn't know Tron and Neo have been facing off. Tron and Neo have been facing off in other ways through their explicit goals. Though their explicit goals are different, both projects seek to stake a claim in the already competitive market of creating faster, more scalable blockchains. That's crazy. Good stuff. Likewise, both claim a common competitor, the world's second largest blockchain, Ethereum. Alrighty. What's going on with you guys? Hey, yo, what's up, CK? Hey, yo, what's up, Roger K? What's up, Tyson X? What's up, Joel? What's up? Dutch Moon. How's it going, fam? Brent, what's up? XRP 1000. How's it going, fam? What's up? Milk Edition. Tron Mad Connections. Tron does have mad connections. Tron, you like my analogy, Go-Go? Thanks. That's the best I could think of on the spot, thinking about that right there. Thinking about that. What up? What's up, everybody? How are you? I just looked at your comments for a minute to say, hey, how's it going over there? Hey, what's up? Mohammed, Joel, Brent, Jake, XR, Jock and Jake and Jock. IBM debuts stellar powered blockchain worldwide payment system. Payment system. We covered this. We covered this in a video. Sorry, I just saw something in the chat. I needed to make sure. Thanks, something clever. Did you time him out? Or did you delete it? One of my mods, if you guys can make sure he's not posting that in the chat, that'd be great. Thanks. IBM debuts stellar powered blockchain worldwide. We looked at this. This is something that we've covered, thinking about what's happening here. We covered this in the last few live streams, and I think we did a whole video about it. IBM thinking about the remittance services using XRP, using Stellar, competing with XRP potentially, but are they? Are they really competing? Looking at this little blurb from this article, says IBM plans to demo the product at SIBO's banking conference in October. So looking at October being a big moment for not only them, but maybe even for XRP with Swell. It's a move into blockchain payments. IBM will be competing with the industry startup Ripple, which has already offered several similar products aimed at institutions such as Xcurrent and Xrapid that have been seeing increasing usage globally. Well, there you go. I think I saw a tweet from David Schwartz talking about Stellar's use in IBM, and he was saying he doesn't know exactly what the role is or what it's doing because they haven't released that information, I think. So at least XRP is more transparent with how the role of the token in the ecosystem, and I think that's important. Looking at this too, what's going on with EOS? What's going on with EOS? It's such a mess over there. I don't even know. I come back and forth from feeling like EOS is such a good buy to thinking like, what is EOS even doing? I have no idea. So compared to Ethereum, EOS seems to have a scalable dApp figured out. Sure it does. Ram it all. The headline, the title of this article is saying, rising costs are turning EOS into a crypto coder nightmare. Now that sounds horrible. That does not sound very enticing for developers. I don't think developers are going to jump on that bad boy. Compared to Ethereum, EOS seems to have a scalable dApp figured out. Users of the dApps on Ethereum frequently chafe at the fact that any action, sending a tweet, playing a card, breeding a cat, costs money in the form of gas, takes time, and miners hash out the new state of the chain. At first glance, EOS suffers from neither of these issues. There's no fee to send tokens or call a dApp smart contract. And in contrast to Ethereum, even when the EOS blockchain is processing millions of transactions a day, it runs smoothly. According to the EOS white paper, these perks are likely to make the system gain more widespread adoption, and some dApp developers apparently spot an opportunity. For instance, Kevin Rose, and co-founder of EOS New York, a block producer, an entity that performs a similar function to miners in the blockchain network, says, I'm having conversations with at least one group a week. There are challenges, and we're having a so-and-so platform we want to come onto EOS. I don't know if that made sense. There are the challenges we were having on so-and-so platform we want to, okay, yeah, sure, yeah, invite them to EOS. That sounds great. Which announced that it would transition from Ethereum due to EOS better performance and scalability to serve high demand. Okay, does that make any sense? Yes, it does make sense. You can see what's happening here. This is obviously one of those things that I think people are just not really aware of what's happening with this ecosystem being developed, these dApp developers, where do they want to build? What are they going to build on? This is a really interesting thing to look at. This is probably not going to resolve itself too quickly. Just because this is such a new space. I think we are going to be waiting and seeing where these billions of dollars are allocated for months, years to come, and what that means for developers and for the ecosystem built around it. It's hard to say exactly. EOS is one of those ones that I like gain. Sometimes I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds cool. That sounds good. Yeah, okay. What? Wow. And then they do something else. And you're like, what? Why would they do that? Why would they even do that? It makes no sense at all. Hey, what's up? Thank you. Something clever. Yes, I can ban him, but you have to let me click on it. You have to let me ban him. So just let his next comment come up and I'll ban him. No big deal. or just yell at me whenever his next comment comes up if I'm in the middle of La La Land over here. So EOS, thinking about the RAM problem, developers having issues, is it worth it? Is it worth it to join EOS as a developer? And this is one of those things that we've talked about. I feel like I always just say we talk about things in the past because we talk about so many different things. Because we literally just are on a loop, I feel like. It may be oversimplistic to say that Ethereum pushes costs on its users while EOS pushes costs onto developers. So that's oversimplified, obviously. But looking at like Codius and XRP and some of these other tokens moving forward, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy because there's so many things developing that I think people are ready to call a scam that aren't a scam. And then there's so many things that are literally a blatant scam that are taking people's money in this market. It's such an interesting space. It's a really interesting space. It's crazy, honestly. It's crazy, honestly. So yeah, EOS has a lot of potential, and maybe with that potential, they can incentivize some developers to get in there. Maybe not. Maybe they won't. This is definitely one of those tokens that holds a potential moving forward, but it could completely fall apart. There's a lot of tokens like that. They thinking about like Charles Hoskinson referencing some of these tokens like XRP, like Cardano. Let's just throw EOS in there. I don't think he even referenced EOS, but thinking about these tokens replacing some of these original, the first few cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, and thinking about their providing a service or a function to these developers that is not offered yet on Ethereum or not offered on EOS. What does that mean? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. But that's exciting. I think it's exciting to look at. That's why there's so much potential here. That's why people are excited about this space, is because you can literally take $100 or something and put it into one of these speculative investment vehicles and turn it into, maybe you can turn it into $130. Maybe you can turn it into $10. Maybe you can turn your $100 into $10. That's exactly right. 90% down. You can also do inside this week, I think Bitcoin went from like 5,800 to 7,300. Nope, not inside the week. My bad. I lied. Inside the week, it went from 7,000 to 7,300, 7,400. Not bad. Thinking about inside maybe 2 weeks, inside 3 weeks, it went from 6K to 7,400. That's some pretty crazy gains. That's some pretty crazy gains if you knew how to time it, if you knew what you were doing. It's easy to see why people are here in this market and why it's considered gambling more so than anything else. But pulling yourself away from the gambling aspect of it, if you want to take away the speculative gambling crypto function of the market, really looking at utility, looking at function, looking at partners, looking at developing infrastructures, it's easy to see where we're headed. It's easy to see what's important and what's happening. And I think that's why it's important for us to have a conversation with people and tell people every day, like, yo, guys, what's happening? What's taking place out here? Looking at the XRP ledger having over 1.3 million accounts registered. I think Stellar just hit over 1 million accounts registered. That's still only like 0.04% of the world population. It's not that much. You're like part of the 1% of the 1% at that point. If and when these tokens do moon like crazy, that'll be interesting to look at. Or what else will happen? What else is potentially happening here? Thinking about these global digital asset platforms being built, will they put XRP as the base? Will they put XRP as the protocol? I'm wondering. And also, how many more people? Let's get a show of hands in the room. Let's get a show of hands in the room if we have anybody new to crypto. Anybody that's like 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in, new to crypto, and they're just like, what's going on here? I'm curious. I want to know. Or we have any of those people in the room? Let's find out. Tell me more. Tell me what you know. And there is also another headline. There's another headline. Another headline. That's right. Walmart explores blockchain for connecting automated delivery drones. What is this? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? The future! We're headed to the future is where we're headed, obviously. The future is now. Wait, it's now. Wait, it's now. Wait, okay, it's now. I know. I know.
No. No.
It's okay. It's okay. You'll be ready when it happens. What is this happening? It's like the future's happening. Here we go. Here we go. Walmart exploring blockchain connected automated delivery drones. Is this even real? Is this going to happen, or is this just some some foof headlines? You know, is this the future? Are we headed to drone blockchain delivery? Tell me more, Walmart. Tell me more. Tell me more. Tell me more. All right. I can see, obviously, this is going to be one of those things that Walmart's probably going to pursue, and I don't know if it's going to work out for them. They have a lot of money. I think Walmart has a lot of money, and they probably want to make sure they're going to keep making money. So thinking, you know, every single big industry heading this direction, what does that mean? What does that look like? What does that look like when you see Yahoo Finance offering crypto trading, when you have Walmart exploring drone drops with blockchain, IBM, you know, stellar powered blockchain, WorldWire payment system, looking at least bringing in that service, that competition, the competitive nature of world payment systems, world payment wires. I think I saw something today or yesterday about Swift entering into an agreement to create a standard protocol with the ILP. Is that something that I just made up? I think not. I think I saw that. I think that's real. Swift looking at developing and changing, or maybe Swift looking at partnering and working with developing a protocol like the ILP under some type of a agreement. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's interesting to think about this November and October coming up, and this opportunity right now, this like last little lull opportunity. Is it an opportunity? Is it a gift? I don't know. It's up for you to decide what you want to support. I think as we can see a lot of these projects moving forward, it'll start to develop more along the lines of, what do you want to support? What do you want to vote for? What do you want to put your money behind? You know, who's going to open up, you know, some of the first real big public community space projects that'll incentivize that. I'm waiting to see something we haven't even seen yet. So I think I just saw that Bitcoin Gold got kicked off of an exchange too, or got taken off of an exchange. That's how it goes. What up, XRP Panda? Kung Fu, you little calm. We want crazy Kung Fu. You want what? You want what? Tell me what you want. Tell me more. You can't evolve without changing. Says Jack Levy. Yeah, something clever's right. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got a new microphone. It captures my voice quality in a different way. And it also is different for me to make sure I don't break your eardrums or make your ears bleed. I'm figuring out how to work it, how to get it right, how to make it so that you can, catch the intonations of my voice. The changes is subtle, but you can notice it. You can hear it in my voice. It's a little bit different, and that's okay. You guys will get used to it. We'll grow, we'll change, or you'll just have to deal with it. That's how it goes. What up, Felix? How's it going? How are we going today? Cheers. There's still some volume, I think, being withheld from XRP. XRP back in the 231 million volume parameter, right behind Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash right under EOS, Ethereum Classic under XRP, Dash down the list. Looking at the price of the token staying pretty similar to where it's been. No real big moves happening. Dogecoin's on the way back down after that run. Doge was going to take over the internet, but it didn't make it past half a cent. It's rough. It's rough. So you guys know that the SEC has not made any decision, right? A lot of the news that we saw around the SEC, zero decision was made. You know that, right? Zero decision was made. No one's made a decision yet. Zero. All the decisions that you thought were made, were really employees speculating about a decision that wasn't made yet. What does that mean? It means that there's a lot of possibilities in the wind. There's a lot of possibilities on the horizon. You can see a lot of things change. Ed French is right. Hit the like button. Hit that like button! Thank you, Jason. Thank you. Yeah, it is. That's exactly right. Thank you so much. Ticket to the Moon's right. It isn't the indecision. They're just stalling as long as they can. And I said this in a past stream and I meant it. This is the last tool they have. Actually, there's two more cards they can play. We're sitting at the poker table and there's only two more cards they can play. They have the $800 million worth of Bitcoin from the Silk Road wallet, and they have time. That's right, time. People just don't know the power of patience anymore. People don't know the power of patience anymore. Chisme. Honestly, I think that the SEC's not going to be able to pull forward with the decision until they personally have built out a global digital asset platform that can capture all the consumers they want to capture. That's right. Thinking about what is really happening here. Like what's happening in the world ecosystem for these digital assets and for the marketplace and for these payment rails and for the banks. You got to pull back and really look at it. I feel like, the challenge really sometimes is for you, I think, to recognize how big this picture is. And it's a challenge for me too. I try to look back, I try to pull myself back away from it more and more and look at how big this picture is. I made a video yesterday called Labor Day. ¿Qué pasa? Sequeñe? Look at the Labor Day as an opportunity to talk about the end of poverty. We talked about that yesterday. Did you know that poverty is on the decline, a rampant decline? That's crazy. Because I think that the middle class didn't exist until the industrial age. Like there was no middle class until 1850, 1830, 1800s. I don't know. There was no middle class before the Industrial Revolution. That was mind-boggling to me because thinking about how long have we been functioning under the either you're peasant or you're the elite. That happens. This is like the entire human history has been like yin and yang of either you're peasant or you're elite. And now for the first time ever, we have a middle class. We have a 48% dominance, headed to 50% dominance in 2020 of a middle class. That's the biggest chunk of people being able to meet their basic needs every day, So looking at ending extreme poverty, what do some of these payment rails do for that? Like what does XRP and the ILP do for the end of extreme poverty? Those are the things that really get me excited. Those are the things that really make me go like, oh boy, I'm going to go downtown and talk to people about XRP today. Those are the moments that really make you wonder like how great is this opportunity, not only for you and for your personal bag, but also just for the potential of the extreme poverty to be eradicated around the world. It's big stuff. And when you looked at this, the middle class was such a big, huge spectrum of income levels. We had the middle class. You could be in the middle class at earning $400 a year, or all the way up to, $121,000 a year in China or something. It's a pretty big gap. Right? Between $400 a year to $120,000 a year, huge gap in the middle class right there, but at least offering the potential for them to meet their basic needs and for being able to provide for themselves and their family. That's really exciting. That's really exciting. So we did a video about that with Laborda, and we did the labor movement, what's happening with automation, what's happening with all these things, what's happening with all these things. I was looking at a funny Reddit meme yesterday. I was looking at a funny Reddit post, I think, and it was talking about basically I don't even want to say it. I feel bad saying it. I can't even say it, I think. We'll have to address that in a different video, maybe. We'll have to do that in a different video. It's scary. It's scary to look at what's happening in a very real, interconnected, what's the big picture. If you pull back and look at it, it's kind of terrifying. I don't want to say much more than that, but it's real. Something's happening. Real stuff here. Thank you so much. Thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yo, something. What are you saying? I really hope it does change the world. I hope it helps whittle away the poverty, but the world I've always known has been greedy, and the unfortunate ones are forgotten. I think that's a good point. Something clever. I don't think it's gonna like end suffering. Like the Buddha's quote that life is suffering. I think people suffer even if they have all their needs met. Like suffering sometimes is outside of just your basic needs. So yeah, I can agree that the world will always have suffering. It'll always have injustice. I can't say that it'll ever end, but I do think bringing the world's possibility to provide like an exchange of value. Like you and I can exchange value pretty easily through Venmo or through PayPal or whatever. But thinking about some of these people on the outliers of modern age, the people who don't have the developed infrastructure to actually partake in the transaction of value, the sending value efficiently and safely. What does that mean for poor people around the world? This is like an orchestrated poor people kill off. That's what I was going to not say. I was avoiding not saying that. And it just kind of hurts to say it. But it looks more and more like an orchestrated event to really kind of just, you got to get yourself into being able to meet your basic needs, or else it's rough. It's really rough. And I think that there's a very real line being drawn, and I'm not sure how to guarantee everyone can be on one side of it. But, the payment rails are real. The ILP is real. The infrastructure is being developed for sure. But will it work? Will everyone get it? Will everyone get in time? Will everyone be able to, meet their needs and provide for their family and live on to the next decade? I don't know. But it definitely is a revolution in consensus. It's an evolution of consensus, an evolution of trust. And that's very exciting to see for sure. Yeah, Moja Loop, XRP 1000 Bones knows what's up. Moja Loop, exactly. I dropped that in my Laborda vid. In Laborda. We dropped that video yesterday. It's just called Labor Day, Can Crypto End Poverty? Can Crypto End Poverty? With an R. Yeah, no, you are right. You're right. You're right, Jason. Thanks for jumping in and chiming in and sharing that information. You're right. I've said that before. It's hard to say for sure, obviously, what's going to happen. But I have said in the past that I wouldn't be surprised. I think it's important to take away your expectations for it to happen tomorrow and take away your expectations for it to happen next month. Because it could be an extended winter. It could be an extended duration of drops, and throwing your whole life savings in right now when you think it's the bottom, they could double down on the bottom. Like we could bottom further. It could be a further drop, and I don't know what that means. I don't know how far it could go down. I don't know. We're already at 90% down, so I think this is when it becomes panic mode. I think people are on the fence. People are like wondering what's really happening. They're looking like, who am I listening to? Where is the market headed? I'm seeing it happen. And we can see with the market, with the fraudulent volume metrics, that it's really one of the most dangerous times to try to be in this market. It's so dangerous. The volatility and the potential loss of funds is so real. So it's exciting. It's kind of exciting. It's just it's kind of like a adrenaline rush, I guess, for some people. I can see people might be addicted to it, in a sense, like you monetary masochists. So I don't know what that means. I've tried to set like a structure to myself to where I am just basically like, that's why I drive for Lyft to get that extra cash, because it makes me feel better about just putting a little bit extra work out there, driving a little bit, taking that cash and putting it into coins every week, doing a regular buy-in instead of trying to time the market. It makes me feel better about the potential loss, because crypto is doing a really good job at making people rich and making people poor at the same time. It's hard to say which one you will be. It's hard to say. I hope you guys are all the rich ones. I hope you're already rich in more ways than just financial wealth. Hope you have all your health and friends and family, all the good things in life. So we keep seeing this regurgitation of all this information. It's pretty easy to see how much can fake volume plague the crypto industry. A lot. What are we waiting on? Pretty much thinking about, where is the elf? When is Backed going live? What's happening with this? I saw this on Reddit and I thought it was funny. Don't buy Bitcoin. Cryptocurrencies are harmful to the banking system and may weaken the state apparatus. It's a funny. I like it. It looks good. Yahoo Finance, Backed, Swell, so many big things. Not even worried about Ripple Labs, consistency. They've been so consistent so far, and they've been so on point so far. I'm not really worried about that. People the other day were like, there's no news, I'm worried. Why don't you just be quiet? Why don't you just go do something? Why don't you get a freaking hobby and let these people work? Let Ripple Labs get their work done. They're like out there like breaking down walls and building bridges, and we're just sitting here like yelling in the background like, when Lambo? When David Swartz? Hey, David Swartz, win Lambo. And then he's like, I hate you guys. I'm just kidding. He'd never say that. David would never say that. But what's happening right now in the crypto market? A lot of people really looking for some solid ground, some foundation. People are looking for a foundation. People are looking for solid ground. They want to know which way's up. Somebody is calling up every day. Someone's calling up. They're like, it's that way. I promise, up's that way. Trust me. Go that way. Go that way. It's good. It's good. So I don't know what to tell you guys about that, but I'm happy to be here. Happy to look at the headlines. Happy to keep thinking exciting thoughts about the potential of crypto. I think, honestly, just the technology alone is exciting. I think the technology alone brings people into the conversation. And if you can make a monetary gain as well, why not? It's definitely more like gambling right now than anything else. I had my biggest gains. I'll be honest with you guys. I made money this week on Dogecoin. I didn't even mean to. I keep telling you guys to get into Robinhood because I actually really like Robinhood. It's a great free stock and crypto exchange that I can give you a link to get free stock, and it's right there in the description. And I know a bunch of you guys have joined, and then you get free stock, I get free stock. You can give it to your friends then and get more free stock, etc., etc. It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a legitimate thing, okay? It's legitimate. And I sold all my Sprint stock and bought a bunch of Doge, and Doge doubled, and I sold all my Doge, and I'm just waiting for it to drop. It's kind of funny thinking about the market. Like, I love XRP. I'm all about XRP. I'm all about, Cardano. There's a lot of coins I'm really excited about, but it doesn't mean that you can't make money gambling with some of these ridiculously speculative hype bubbles that move so fast, because that's pretty much all the market is right now. People releasing headlines that are like clickbait titles to get you to buy the coin that they hold. It's really exciting. It's fun times, good times, great oldies. Thanks for joining us, Crypto News Live. You cannot send anything out of Robinhood. That's true. You can't even buy XRP. I just saw someone ask this. You cannot even buy or sell XRP on Robinhood. So don't go to Robinhood to play with XRP. But you're right. You cannot send any tokens in or out of Robinhood. I don't know. If that's going to change or not, but it's hard to say. It's exciting to see that you potentially are, left up to your own devices. Your choice. The choice is yours, young warrior. Can you choose wisely? Vote now on your phones. So excited to run through the headlines today, thinking about Bitcoin expected to hit some high returns in November with the ELF decision, thinking about fake volume inside of the crypto markets as it's one of the reasons that the NASDAQ keeps saying that they're not interested in releasing an ELF yet. BCH stress test. BCH did really good on their stress test, looking like a pretty good indicator that they have served a pretty good purpose of setting up a foundation for people to build and use the BCH token. I didn't even know that Tron was competing with Neo to buy BitTorrent. That's pretty cool, I guess, that multiple people wanted to get in on that. Why not? We looked at IBM debuts Stellar-powered blockchain WorldWire. Not a lot of information on that, even though it's debuted. Looking at what does Stellar do inside that remittance service. And EOS turning into a crypto coder nightmare. What's happening with RAM in the EOS platform? Some of these tokens really looking so strong up until they don't, up until something weird happens like that. It's kind of like, it's a lot like stocks in a sense, thinking about some negative news affecting the price of these tokens immediately. It's interesting to look at, and people that are recognizing the volatility and the gambling quality of crypto are the ones probably making money right now. And that's okay. I think I encourage you guys all the time to not day trade. I'm like, guys, don't do it unless you're obviously choosing to do so with not listening to my advice, then that's your decision. But I tell you guys not to day trade because it's really hard. It's really hard to not lose money. It's easy, especially with the way the market heads, where if you look at the overall bear versus overall bull returns, the overall bull return is so much higher than the bear market drop. It just makes more sense to continually regular buy. So regular purchases at regular intervals, not trying to time the market. That's a good way to do it. It's a good way to do it. So there we go. That's about it for today. Unless you guys have some popping, exciting news, breaking, hidden, secret news. Anybody got anything secret and super exciting out there? Winter's coming. Someone says winter's. Shelly fire! Shelly! There we go. A little yell test on the mic.
No. No.
There you go. There you good. There you good. There you good. Okay. Weiss ratings are a bunch of cowboys. Shizme! Shizme! You're right. Mikey Gleason catching my jokes. The Monetary Masochist Club starting soon. That's right. The Monetary Masochist Club.
No.
That's the funny part. I had to ease in. I had to ease in the microphone. I had to get the setup right so I could yell. You missed the yelling. That's, some people like it, some people don't. We're trying to find a balance. It's all about that yin yang. You can't have any yang without some yin in it, and you can't have any yin without some yang in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys are saying that my voice is different. That's just because you can hear it now. You couldn't hear my voice before because I didn't have a nice microphone. Now I do.
No.
Phrasing. No. Phrasing. Yeah. Good times. You're all invited. All right, what am I invited to? I want to go. It's okay. The Monetary Masochist Club. That's honestly what we are. I think honestly that we're all falling into that category pretty quickly. That's a good question. You're gonna quit your job and travel and pamper yourself, says Tyson. Okay, cool, dude. Are you gonna be a traveling blogger? You gonna make a travel blog? You gonna be making a travel blog there, buddy? I just went and searched for what you put in the chat. 33 billion market cap Yahoo Finance. What am I looking at? What am I looking for? You said read this, and you posted 33 billion market cap on Yahoo Finance. What am I reading? What is that? You want me to show you my mic? I got the Far Cry Yeti. That's what I got. I'll put a link. In the description. You can check it out. Yo, what's up, Mr. Pace? How's it going? What did you miss? I don't know what you missed. That's a good question. What did you miss? Oh, okay. So you guys are saying that Yahoo Finance is posting 33 billion on XRP instead of 13 billion? I'm sure it's just an error. It's probably not like some kind of secret $20 billion boost that only Yahoo knows about. I don't think that's happening. It's probably just an error. CoinMarketCap has errors too sometimes. They misshow the numbers or misrepresent the data. It happens. It happens. Yeah, Chellfire said typo. Typo maybe? Someone manually put that in and it just came out wrong. It's hard to say. It's hard to say exactly what that is. I don't know is Swell going to be live? Yeah. No, that's I don't think that they're going to do, I think it's like a VIP, etc. I think it's VIP. So I don't know if you could say it's going to be live. I don't know if it'll be live or not. That's a good question. I'm going to say no. I'm going to think it's not. If it's live, we'll definitely cover it. If it is live, whoa, it was live last year? Swell was live streamed last year. Okay. Well, yeah, why not? Oh, Alex is streaming it? Who's Alex? I'll stream it. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. You just explained that and everybody's ignoring you. That sounds horrible, Homestead. That sounds horrible. I'm sorry everyone's ignoring you. How dare they? How dare they? How dare they? You miss my old voice. What are you talking about? This is the same voice. I can't change my voice, man. I just can't do it. There's only one voice. Only one voice. I only have one voice. There's not another voice for me to use. I only have one. What am I looking at? Market cap 33 billion. This is what we're looking at? Market cap 33 billion. They also have the circulating supply at 99 billion. Pretty sure that's not the circulating supply. But that's cool. Let's go. Yeah, there's a lot of potential things happening. There's a lot of things like that happening, and I think that's one of those. It's one of those developing ecosystems that I think people are really wondering about. I feel the government. This is Jason Parnham saying, "I feel the government will use XRP to trade for other countries since they can't manipulate XRP and devalue the currency." I think that's one of those things that's why we're taking so long with this ecosystem to be set up, is because this is such an emerging change. It's such a big paradigm shift for these nation states to be able to try to figure out how can we manipulate the funds? How can we maintain monetary dominance? How can we keep the people under us? And I think at the end of the day, the real final resolution, I think, is to finally realize that they won't. I think this is the people's final uprising. This is the people's final uprising. That's right. I said it first. You can give me the credit for this one. This is the final people's uprising, basically meaning like this change in consensus and governance is going to revolutionize the way government and central authorities work forever. It's definitely going to change a lot. It's going to change a lot of everything. It'll change everything. And I think the more you can kind of start looking to the big picture, the more you'll start to see what's happening. Like think about the governance of these ecosystems. Think about the payment rails they develop. Thinking about the incentivization for development of those ecosystems. What does that mean for individual nation-state economies? What does that do for individual GDPs? How soon till everything's interconnected? And I think one of the biggest problems around the world, mostly we experience, is this the illusion of interconnectedness. The illusion that I can chop off, rob Bill to pay Paul, or whatever that famous saying is. Like you can't keep acting like everything's disconnected, and that's what's been happening for so long. You have all these, like the soft power of the global reserve and the dollar and the fractional reserve banking system, like all these things. It's basically a huge disconnect. It's a huge disconnect, and what that means is that we're no longer going to be able to rob Bill to pay Paul. We're going to have to figure out a way to Peter and Paul. Thank you so much, Jack. I kept looking for I was like, who's robbing who? I don't even know those. I don't even know this saying. Yeah, rob Peter to pay Paul. So we got to figure out how to pay Peter and Paul at the same time. You know what I mean? I think this is the final people's uprising. I think this is the final opportunity for people to realize, like, we have the potential to govern ourselves, to reach group consensus ourselves, to power and fund projects and spaces and technology that we want to see evolved, that we want to see take place, that we want to see people offered. So this is really one of those big things that crypto is introducing a new narrative to the world. It's a huge conversation. It's not a conversation that one person is going to have. It's not something that you or I alone is going to be able to even you can't even comprehend how far and how big this thing's going to go, because it's such a groundbreaking change in the way that we access trust, the way we access information, the way we access and exchange data, and it's going to change a lot of things. So I think obviously we know that the developing ecosystems and the infrastructure, they're trying to take light and understand how to stay relevant in the game. That's the biggest thing, is trying to stay relevant. And we can see that there's a lot of people obviously jockeying for position. It's Game of Thrones. They're trying to figure out how to make it work, who's going to make it work, how does it work. And I can't give you answers to questions that they don't even know yet. Like, we're trying to basically answer questions that people aren't even asking yet. People aren't even asking these questions, and we're looking for answers. So that gives you a little bit of an idea, I think, of how far ahead we are of some of this stuff. And that gives you, I think, if anything, that gives you an opportunity to, find something to enjoy in the interim. Find something to enjoy in the interim. It's not all about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about the journey. So I know we all have agreed that the destination is pretty similar. We're all pretty focused and understanding of the destination, but I think in reality, we should look at the journey. What do we want to do on the journey? What are we going to do on the ride? Which window are we going to look out? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to do. But I believe in you. I believe in you guys. I know you can do it. I know you've got the potential. And honestly, that's all it is. It's the changes you want and the opportunities you want. It's really just you choosing to take those opportunities. You choosing to put that work in, the effort. You can afford the effort, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes. This is one of our closing up this radio podcast YouTube channel show today, looking at the crypto market cap, looking at the crypto space, looking at the headlines. It's a good time. It's a good time to be alive, and I think that we all can see that we're headed somewhere great. Does it does it bother you that we're in a lull? If you are kind of like, just itching to have something exciting happen, maybe pick up a new book, pick up a new hobby, find something to keep yourself occupied. It's okay. It's okay. It's all good. It's going to be all right. Thanks a bunch for everyone tuning in. Thanks everybody for joining us. It means a lot. It means a lot. I appreciate your presence. I appreciate your support. Farshad, thank you so much. You were in a meeting. Cheers. 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 No big deal. We were just talking about the headlines today.
Was in a meeting for 4 hours, going back in about 30 minutes.
Woo! There you go. Going back to the meeting, get some more work done, putting your best foot forward. We were just talking about the chill moment in the market. The chill moment in the market. Waiting for the catalyst, waiting for some clarity, waiting for some decisions to be made, waiting for these global digital asset platforms to be built out so that they can call up or down and which direction that is. Everyone's waiting, and I think that you can see plenty of people trying to, squeeze the last little bit of opportunity out of this market with the volatility and the fake volume and the headline hype speculative runs that are happening. But that's okay. That's okay. That's what we're going to do. This is very, very, very exciting just to be here, just to have this space. And I'm appreciative of each and every one of you. It means a lot. Thanks a bunch, guys. Thanks a bunch. Farewell. Farewell. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:45 a.m. We're doing crypto news live, chopping through the FUD, staying ahead of the FOMO. If you guys haven't already, don't forget to drop some memes in the meme review in Reddit. The link should be in the description of the video. You can drop it into the Kung Fu Nerd subreddit, get your memes dropped, and maybe get featured in one of my videos or win some XRP. Who knows? Who knows what this guy's up to? Kung Fu Nerd just on the loose. Thanks a bunch, everyone, for tuning in. Remember, if you haven't gotten a Ledger Nano S, or if you haven't joined Binance, or if you haven't gotten into Robinhood, I have all those links in the description. And don't forget, drink some water, take care of yourself, tell the people you love them that you love them. Farewell, farewell, have a great day until I see you next time. Adios.